Last but not least, by any means, we are in the fourth quarter. Y'all know I love four. Put those hands up. Number four, as you're jogging around the neighborhood, get those hands up and dominate the fourth quarter, because we are going to dominate this year, my friends. That's what this podcast is all about, 2025, and do what we got to do to get the daily juice here at the Impact Show. What I want to cover in this section is all on leadership. And as we move forward, some of the leadership could be personal leadership. Some could be more career or executive leadership. But here's the questions I have for you to think about. I'm going to do some coaching now, so hang with me, regardless of what your role is. What moves are you making in your business? What are you doing with your team to put them in a position to succeed? When you think about your team right now, are they succeeding? What are you doing to help them on that? And ultimately, what are you doing for your organization to help it succeed professionally as well? Likewise, I ask the question to you is this: are you playing scared anywhere? Are you playing scared where it's robbing you of you being the best leader you can possibly be? See, I think it's okay to have some fear in you. I think it's okay to be a little scared. I actually think as long as that fear or that scaredness is actually propelling you into taking action to help you, then good. But if it's paralyzing you, then that's not good. We want to deal with it. And I asked you the question here on the leadership side, because great leaders do the things they have to do, not what they always want to do, is what move has to be made if you want to accomplish what you say you want to accomplish? What move has to be made to get to another level that you're willing to do if you say you want to do it? Now, only you can make those decisions, but I can guarantee you there's probably a move that needs to be made in order for you to ladder up and step up into that next level of your business, your entrepreneurial pursuits. But what is it? And here is how you get it done and execute it. Number one is, out of those questions I just asked, write it down. The answer that I just asked you the question to, write the answer down. And that was the purpose of you doing that annual strategic plan. And for seems like November, December, I was on y'all's tails to write down your annual strategic plan. If by chance you didn't do that yet, then pick up your annual strategic plan. It's on Amazon. Get it and go through it. Write your answers down. It's important. And then number two is share it. Share it with a loved one. Share it with a mentor or your life coach if you have one. And then 3 is pull the trigger and stop playing scared. Don't play scared. It's okay, again, to have some fear in you, but allow that to be fuel so that you can be fueled to take action on the things that you know you need to do. Right? So this is an important step, because what I don't want to see happen is that you're the same organization at the end of 2025 as you are today at the beginning of 2025. It's going to require some execution on your desires, your intentions, your will, your intellect. It's going to require you to step into another version of you as a leader. For example, right now at TDE, Todrick Enterprises. And under TDE, we've got multiple businesses like Impact X Performance is our brick and mortar fitness and coaching franchise, right? And this is a really important aspect of things we're doing at TDE right now. We have all of our coaching programs under TDE. But at TDE, it's an example. Right now, we're hiring a marketing assistant. I've got my man Chase, but he's so busy, we need an assistant. And we're creating so much content right now that's it's overwhelming to one. So we're getting another one so we can get this all out to help you guys become even more successful. And this way he can help oversee some of that so we can get that out. And he doesn't have to get into all the weeds of that. And neither do I have to get into all of the weeds of everything. But here's where most people get stuck. Now, hang with me. Tell me, I want to hear from you if this is true. You start thinking to yourself, man, how do I afford that position? How do I afford that part-time position? It's going to cost me $1,500 a month or $2,500 a month or $5,000 a month or $7,500 a month. And the answer is, if they're good, they're going to bring in 2 to 3x their salary or stipend. If they're good, they're going to bring in 2 to 3x their stipend or their salary. You could say, hey, they get paid $25 an hour. Good. Then they should be bringing in $75 an hour because of the work that they do, or be freeing up your time so you can focus on your task that you're making $250 or $500 an hour, or whatever your $100 an hour, whatever your hourly fee is, if you look at it like that. Or you should see an uptick within 3 to 6 months from what they are creating. And if they're not, then they're not the right fit, or you got to get rid of them. Like, who do you need to hire? Figure it out. Marie Forleo, fellow Jerseyite, had to do my little blessing here. She says, everything is figure outable. Love that word that she made up. Everything is figure outable. And when I read Marie's book called Everything is Figure Outable, it is. And it's not always easy, but you got to figure it out, and you got to pull the trigger, ready, fire, aim, fire away. And make sure that you figure it out, because the only way for you to grow is going to be growing your team. And I'll talk more about that in a moment, but that's part of the entrepreneurial pursuit, is making sure that you can help scale your team as well. Another aspect, I'm working on making our coaching programs even stronger right now. We want to attract even more great people who want to be helped in their entrepreneurial and their personal growth pursuits. So I hired a community director just a couple weeks ago to work within our community. She comes from within the community. Why? Because at Fitness Quest 10, at Impact X Performance, and TDE, I've always loved to hire from within. I love hiring from within because they already know our culture. That's why I was like, hey, if you're looking for a job, then get involved some way so we can find out who the heck you are and you can get our culture down. But we just hired a community director within our community to help drive even deeper and more fruitful connections and value. Why? Because it's all about your network. Your network is your net worth. How many times have you heard me say that? Your network is your net worth. So for me, I want to double down on our community, because if you ever step foot into one of our retreats, Montana retreat, Impact Summit, one of our smaller retreats, you're like, man, this community is it's different. It's really, really strong, and there's great people involved. Well, we're going to make it even better in 2025. But for you, what are you looking to do with your business, with your career? How do you get better? What moves can you make? That's why we sat down. That's why I sat down for 20 hours over 2 months and worked on my ASP, my annual strategic plan. And I'm working on a reorganization right now to deepen the bench and give us more opportunity to 10x our messaging. I want to have this complete by around March here of 2025. And when I say deepen the bench, that's an athletic term. Have you ever heard of that? Deepen the bench. You're as good as your bench. Like, we want to get the right people on the team, get the right people on the bench, getting ready to step up into big time roles, so that as we put down and say, okay, we're going to proliferate impact, here's what we're going to do so we can deliver 10x the amount of value and impact for people. That's huge. And then lastly, like, I'll even share this at Impact X Performance. That's what I shared earlier on, our fitness and coaching franchise. It's going all around the country. We have 7 of them now. Goal is 25 in 2025. I hired a director of life coaching, if you will, to kick off our life coaching programs within Impact X Performance. Now, you might be like, well, Todd, but that's what you do. Yes, but I can't do everything. I'm doing a lot of speaking, a lot of podcasting, a lot of coaching, but I can't do everything. And we got some really great people who've been in the community. So this allows us to grow even deeper, because we can get even more vertical. Make sense? So this allows anyone within the Impact X Performance brick and mortar to receive a few things. They're going to be getting a certain freemium. I call it a freemium. Every month, they're going to be getting a value simply for being part of the Impact X Performance community. And that director of life coaching, Jess, our new director, can really own that department and go deeper and ultimately be better than me trying to do everything, because I can't do everything, just like you can't do everything. We've got to either hire, delegate, or eliminate, right? And that she's also going to allow us to bolster our community of people who are receiving life coaching, or what we're calling success coaching within Impact X Performance. So I've got her running point on this, and her task is to get the program launched in a world-class way that currently doesn't exist within the brick and mortar gym or fitness space. gyms are fitness. You may have fitness, you may even have recovery, but no one has fitness, recovery, life coaching, and the opportunity to do even more faith as well in there. So, man, I'm fired up because when I think about all the things happening, the team is growing. When I talk about scaling the team, you're hearing this for the first time, but we just let our Impact X Performance folks know that we actually are bringing a company on to do even custom supplementation for all of our IXP members. This is based on blood work. People are like, oh, this is the next generation. No, it's not. It's the now generation. Now you got to get your blood work, whether you're working with a naturopathic doctor or someone like who we're using. Is when I talk about custom supplementation, I'm talking this allows for max results and optimization for healing and regeneration at a cellular level. I'm not talking about just getting hormone replacement. I'm talking about changing your cellular level of nutrition on that. So when you ask, well, all these changes, is it going to work? I'll tell you when I get there, because it's not being done like this inside gyms yet. There are hormone clinics, there's naturopathic doctors, like I said, there's great value to both of them, but not being done yet. So when I look at all these changes, the only way to get to those God-sized dreams, or God gives a dream a size too big to step into them, you got to step into them. It means you got to take a step. You can't have this God-sized dream and it's so far apart and you're sitting there saying, oh, come to me, come to me, come to me. No, you got to step into that next version of yourself. I'm like, hey, take that step. What's it going to be? It requires trust. It requires faith to say, I believe in this so much that I'm going to try it. What's the worst thing that happens, guys? Nothing. It doesn't work. If it doesn't work, then we'll change it. You can change. You're allowed to change. You're allowed do-overs. You can do that. You're like, man, but Todd, I don't know. That's risky. Yes, but that's what it requires for you to get to the next step. I've always believed in the good, better, best scenario. Like maybe good is like in the nutrition sense, maybe good is dialing in your nutrition. Yeah, you got to do that. Dial in your nutrition. I'm just going to take that for granted. Like you got to dial in your nutrition. That's good. Better is get supplementation. Yeah, do that. Heck, we've got our own supplementation line. Like get the Impact Nutrition supplementation. I love it. Matter of fact, the new protein, I promise you, guaranteed I'll pay your money back if you don't love this new protein that we just got. And it is so good. I thought it was just for going to be like the Thanksgiving time, because when you think about the taste of this supplement, this protein, man, it is so good that you're going to want to get it. Trust me on this one. You got to try the new cinnamon bun protein. I'm telling you, it is my absolute favorite of any brand I've ever tried. And when I say money back guaranteed, I promise you this cinnamon bun protein is going to rock your world. So supplementation, yeah, do that. And then the best, good, better, best, the best is get your blood work done and customize supplements for you. Get customized supplementation and they get shipped to your house every month, every 4 to 6 months. You get new blood work and your formulation for you gets tweaked based on your results and you get that. But that's in the nutrition standpoint. I'd say good, better, best. Doesn't matter if I'm watching film and of a athlete performance, I'm like, hey, this is good, better, best. Like, where do you fit in? The bottom line is this. You can't play afraid. You hear me? You cannot play afraid. Right? You got to make sure that you're taking the steps necessary. If there's one thing I learned, as we must keep one foot on the accelerator and the other foot on the accelerator as well. Do not have one on the accelerator and the other one on the brakes. We can't be pumping the brakes and hitting the accelerator at the same time. That's not good for the engine. That's not good for you. It's going to burn the engine out, as a matter of fact. It's going to lead to a whole lot of bad stuff that I don't understand, but I just know it's bad, and the bills are going to be big because you ever had to get your engine replaced? Yeah, like for yourself in the human body, that leads to exhaustion, frustration, irritability, burnout, fatigue, and the list goes on and on and on. So my question to you is, what are you going to do? What moves are you making in your business when it comes to leadership? What moves are you making and say, I'm going to lead this way? What are you doing with your team to put them in a position to succeed personally and ultimately your organization to succeed professionally? And if you're playing scared, it's okay to play scared. Just don't play scared to the point where it paralyzes you to doing the things that you should be doing, but you're playing too scared so you don't make the moves that are necessary. Use that fear as fuel, and then ask yourself, what move has to be made if you want to accomplish what you say you want to accomplish?